Hi everyone, I wanted to show you another one of the dolls that I made for Halloween. So first of all, this was going to be someone wearing a Halloween mask for Halloween. In the end, she's turned out to be sort of like a post-apocalyptic type doll. So she's got like a gas mask on because the air's toxic to breathe. She's quite dirty because there's no clean, no clean clothes, and she has to like sort of hunt for food and battle through life, and kind of like the Walking Dead meets Mad Max type of world. So what I first did was created this half mask on her. In hindsight, I should have made it a full mask, but never mind. I'll fix that later on. So I created this mask shape first of all around her face. I'm just using epoxy sculpt and then using my craft knife to add details to the epoxy sculpt while it's still wet. And then what I'm doing is adding some goggles on the top, and I've just got a tool that's broken and it's got like a hole in the bottom of the handle that I used to create the eye area. And then all I did was rolled up some clay into like a little sausage shape and then flattened it onto the mask and used my dotting tool to add some details so it kind of looks like it's fastened in place with something. So that's like the goggles and the strap that holds it on. Then I needed to put the respirator part of the mask on, and again I'm just rolling sort of balls in epoxy sculpt, flattening them out and then adding them to the mask, and then using my craft knife to add details to them so it looks like it's got this sort of grid in there, like a sort of, there's some sort of filter in there or something. That's why I added that detail. So basically in this doll's world you have to wear a mask when you go out because there's lots of toxins and things in the air, and it's very dusty, it's very dry, so you have to wear a respirator, otherwise you would be really ill and die. And again I just added a tube, so what I'm pretending is this tube is going from the mask to the back of her head. I didn't sculpt it all the way to the back of her head because her hair's going to be in the way, and the idea is when she breathes out the air goes down that tube, and when she breathes in the air comes through the respirators at the front and the tube at the front. So yeah, I just created the shapes with my epoxy sculpt and then just smoothed them down any edges with my clay tool. Then I decided to add a tube that comes from the front down to under the chin. The idea behind that is that gets rid of any condensation from the breath, and also it's just another way that air can get to her face. It helps stop the idea is it helps stop the mask steaming up, because the respirator does the main job of making it so she can breathe, and then those two tubes help with removing breathed out air and also removing moisture from the mask so that she can wear it all day and be comfortable as you can be in a mask. Once I left the epoxy sculpt to dry for 24 hours, because you have to leave it for 24 hours to fully cure, what I did was I painted the mask in black acrylic paint and then just used a baby wipe just to gently rub at the surface of the mask, just to wipe off some of the paint to show the details. This helps to create, like you can see the details more on the mask. It helps give it more it's just a really nice effect, because I wanted the mask to look dirty and dingy, but I also wanted to be able to see the details. And if you feel that there's an area where you've rubbed off too much paint, just paint over it again in the paint and then gently wipe it off. and where I've took the paint off on the sort of nose area and the cheek area, that's just to sort of mimic that the mask is well worn, so the paint's coming off, and then it's, you know, it's well used. This is a mask that she wears every day, and it's well worn, but it does the job. And I just like how this creates the, like, you can see the detail. It just really emphasizes any details that you've added to the mask, and it's just such a simple effect for painting the mask. And you can use it on lots of things that you've made. Any mask you make, you can just decide what colour it is and use this technique, and it just really adds to the effect of it. It just makes it look really good. So that's what I did to paint the mask, and then later on I actually painted her head black as well, so it looked like the mask was actually on the top of her head. And that's it. That's how I made the mask for this one. Hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.